Welcome, everybody. I came by Ruby. Thank you for stopping by. If it's your first time, welcome. And a little bit of a different backdrop today. I was just sitting in a place that I do all my writing and get all my creative ideas. And I said, oh my gosh, I got to get this out. So I was like, prop the phone up. It's like no time to where I usually is like literally like 1 foot over here where I film. So I said, let me just pop it up and get it out. So let's not even waste no time. So the topic at hand that I really hit me hard was what is communication, and this was cool because sometimes I almost consider myself like a philosopher. I'm always in thought and thinking, and always questioning everything. Like everything I tell in these videos is what I do, and so I was saying to myself, I was thinking about the next video, and then it came to me, what is communication, and then I said, what is the key to life? And that's how I first started, because I was saying to myself in deep thought, what is the key to life? What is, how can you self master yourself and everything around you, so that you can hit that higher level of consciousness, spirituality, whatever it is you're trying to do, enlightenment, awakening of oneself, right? And I came up with, it's communication. Communication is the key, because you have verbal, nonverbal, right? And the verbals are amazing because you could do it through the languages. Everyone has their own, depending on where you come from throughout where we live, Earth, whatever region you're from or culture, you're gonna have your own way of communicating through some type of language, right? And then you have your nonverbals, which is amazing because you can just like either read a book or symbols, or and it goes on and on into body expressions, right? Oh, that's a big one. You can really tell sometimes the mood that a person's in just by looking at their face. And then I got delved deeper into it and said, something came to me and said, and I wrote it down here, and it says, all things throughout the whole universe and cosmos with each other communicate in one way or another. And then I said, wow, that's pretty deep. And I said, okay, so if all that's communicating with each other out there, and even within our planetary system, Earth, we also communicate with what? If you think about it, with everything. A lot of us have connections with, I'll give you a perfect example, like with us. And let's get really deep into Earth and then get into where I'm specifically from, which is the United States. And we are very fond of the animals and pets we have. So that's a form of communication, because, yeah, we're talking or whatever, but who knows really how that animal interacts with you and understands. Everyone has their concept. Do we really know? The one thing I do know is that there is a communication there. They feel the love and the bond, and it's just like when you walk in the door. If you have any type of pet, they go crazy for you. It's something that is amazing. Just like how the birds speak to each other, and I also believe all the plants and with all the roots within the earth, and how if it rains, then they get their nutrients, and then it goes up to the tree, then they sprout, or even flowers or their leaves. It's all like a big cycle. Also within astrology and all out there, when they study the stars, I love to hear how they speak about it, because they're like, you always hear this a lot, that it's a cosmic dance. It so is, because everything is in that motion and moving, right? Constantly communicating with each other, right? It is, because even if they're not doing nothing, if something's in the motion, right? It's that nonverbal. You can see it. You're like, oh wow, something is going on there. I believe throughout life, if you could master communication within yourself, self-teaching, speaking within your inner consciousness, and that consciousness speak to you, so that you can reach or connect to that higher ether, meaning that ether could be whatever it is, just like the internet and the computer. You could try to explain that to someone that might not be technically savvy, and they would say, I don't get it, but I know it works. I go and click on it and I can reach anybody in the world, right? Communication. Sometimes you don't need to know how it works. Just do it in a way that's right and humble towards you and others. And if you communicate in a loving and caring way, you might be amazed at how much more further you can get within your life, as opposed when you don't communicate in a good manner and you get nothing but opposition throughout your whole life, over and over and over again. And then you get stuck into that why me attitude. Been there. It's really not a good place, because until I started to realize that whatever I think and it manifests itself, and whatever I say or speak or take in with these eyes and ears and put into this brain, because it's just like a CPU, and you want to put everything that's good in there. It's like, the best example I could give you would be like a computer. Once it gets a virus, right? How fast does it spread? And it doesn't work as right. It slows down. Same thing with the body. You start putting things that are not pure within it, whatever it may be. Remember, I told you, with all your senses, you are going to start, and it'll be hard to what? Get rid of that virus. So if you want to, you got to be like those, those virus protection programs. Get all the tools that you need within your life. That way, when anything comes at you, it'll just simply repel off. And so the point, what I'm basically saying is communication. Really learn how to master that. Because if you do, I swear, for me, I believe right now, that's the key. If you can be upfront and truthful within your relationships, within your friendships, within everyone within your life, right? Because you have a lot of times, I've heard this, and people would say, oh, I didn't really want to tell you because I didn't want to hurt you, or we didn't want you to get upset. From what I always heard, it doesn't work out, because this person still gets upset and still gets mad because they didn't know, and if they would have known earlier, or maybe it would have helped them, console them, or the list can go on and on. So did it really help? No, you might have hurt the whole situation in the long run. That's why the key to communication is always being upfront, truthful to yourself, to others. And I understand there's some circumstances, right, that may consider going different avenues of paths with that. Before, on this spiritual channel, we're going into that mind, body, and spirit is one, and being truthful to everything, and how they always say the oneness, right? We're all connected. So I'm gonna leave you with that. Let me check my little look. I wrote this actually on like an envelope. Whenever you get that creativity, just do it. And a little sidebar: you have anybody in your family or someone trying to do something and get ahead, you help them as much as you can. Push them forward. Let that creativity fester within them, and push forward with them. Whether it's in your children, whatever they may want to do, whether they're a writer, photographer, we could go on and on with the list. Feed it. Give it love, because you won't believe what might happen. So we wrote here, let's see. Oh, I got some notes in the back. Communication. Learn how to master it within your life. Within your relationships. Oh, all you guys and girls out there and everybody, we got to be what? Really upfront. It's hard. But I tell you what, if you get something off your chest and it's truthful, you never, if I had to give you one of the best advice, and something that I started using, was say what you got to say. Get it off your chest. Don't hold it back, because if you hold things in and bottle them in, it's not good, because sometimes it just will explode, and it will be not a great situation. You want to be, like I always say, if you have any scenario in your life that, man, I'm just happy that I was able to say everything I had to say and get it off my chest. Or you don't want to be that person that says, if I would have just said this or did that. Within yourself, communicate within yourself. Be truthful in what we were saying about yourself. And what else do I wrote here? I wrote here, yes, be true to yourself and all others at all time. And one more last thing I wrote on the bottom here: communication is the key to life. Well, I really hope you like this. It's a little bit different, but I said, you know what? I had to get it out. So take care, everyone. Thank you for listening. I'm truly appreciative of everyone, and just the love out there. Much love to you. And you pass out that wisdom and knowledge. What I Came by Rubey says, it's not a two-way street. Oh, is that it? Oh my gosh, I said the wrong path. It's not a one-way street, but a two-way. Pass that knowledge, give it, and help as many people as you can. Take care, everybody.